Hey, what's up, everybody? Joe here, and in this episode, I want to switch things up a bit and I want to talk about UFOs. Yes, that's right, aliens, unidentified flying objects, whatever you want to call them. Let's talk about them right now. I know this topic is completely off topic compared to the other videos that I've been put out in terms of like manifestation or mantras or affirmations, even the old finance and investing videos that I've made. But I wanted to talk about UFOs or alien encounters or whatever you want to call them because Hillary and I have been watching a new Netflix series called Encounters. And this new Netflix miniseries is all about different alien encounters all across the world in history and some specific ones and some, UFO sightings and stuff like that. And it's a really cool mini-series, so I definitely recommend you check it out. And if you don't believe in aliens, well, I don't know, what do you believe in? I profoundly do believe that there's life beyond humans on Earth. There's just, mathematically, there has to be life outside of this planet. With the fact that most stars in the skies are suns, and most suns will have its own solar system like ours, and there has to be another planet like Earth where life is living, and so there has to be some sort of life form outside of humans on Earth. But anyways, besides the Encounters show on Netflix, which is really good so far, we've seen 2 episodes and they're really good. I'm probably gonna watch another one after this video, but I wanted to talk about a personal UFO sighting, which I think was a UFO sighting that happened earlier this year, and I haven't really told a lot of people about this, so please don't come at me with too much negativity in the comments, although I do want to hear your thoughts on aliens and UFOs, or if you've ever had an alien encounter or UFO sighting or anything like that. Definitely let me know in the comment section. But I want to share a specific story that happened earlier this year to me when Hillary and I were camping. We live on Vancouver Island. It's an island right next to Vancouver in BC in the Pacific Northwest of America. We're on the west coast of Canada, so we're really close to Vancouver and Seattle in that area. But we live in Victoria and we live on this big island, and we were camping up island a little bit, and it was a great camping trip. But long story short, because this story can be quite long if I want to talk too much in detail, but I'll try to keep it short. Anyways, the date was July 7th, 2023. So it was a few months ago this year, and it was actually the 777 portal. So it was July 7th, 77, 2023. And that adds up to 7 as well. So it was 777, which was kind of cool. But anyway, so we had this great trip. We were camping, and we go to sleep, and in the middle of the night, I have a dream. I have a dream that it's 3:33 a.m. and I don't remember much else about this dream except for that it's 3:33 a.m., which is kind of trippy. So in this dream, I kind of forced myself to wake up. And when we went to bed, it was like pitch dark. It was Hillary beside me, Nala Bear, my dog, was beside us, and it was pitch black. But when I had this dream, that it was 3:33 a.m., and I forced myself to wake up, I woke up, and right away I noticed that there was this kind of like beam of light shining right at our tent, pretty much right at me. And I was frozen, because of the dream, of the 3:33 a.m. dream, which was pretty trippy, but also I had like no idea what this beam of light was. When I was looking at it, I was like pretty much just trying to figure out what it was, and it was just shining right at me. And in my head, I was like, what is that? Is that like a light that the campsite has during the night? Or like, what's going on? But it was like shining right at me, and it wasn't really moving. And I wanted to grab my phone and like check what time it was, but I was also really frightened. I was just like frozen. I was like looking at this light, waiting to see what it would do. And the light kind of started to, after a while, it started to kind of move around the campsite. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just a light that this campsite has to kind of keep a light out on all the campsites. So I'm just watching this light, and after a while I thought it was going around in circles, but it kind of stops and like it comes back to me, and it just stops right at me again. So I'm just like frozen looking at this light, and it's just a beam of light, like a big spotlight just like shining right at me, and it's like in the sky. And I have no idea what it was. I wanted to wake up Hillary and ask her what she thought it was, but I was just frozen. And I had this weird feeling inside of me, like that it was something else, it was something different. And I wanted to get up to go explore it, but part of me was also like, no, don't do that. Like, don't go out by yourself. Just sit here and wait to see what happens. And I even wanted to grab my phone and take some pictures of it, but I was also scared and frozen. So I didn't, and I just started to pray pretty much because I was kind of frightened. I didn't know what it was. I had weird vibes. I had weird feelings. If you know me, you know that I'm a pretty sensitive guy. I can tell someone's vibes pretty good, and I was just getting weird vibes from this. So I was just frozen there and looking at the light and praying, just like, praying to God to protect me, and just I wanted protection and safe vibes. And eventually I think I forced myself to go back to sleep, or I believe the light kind of just kept shining around, and I went back to sleep. And then the next morning, like I woke up Hillary, or in the morning when we woke up, I was like, hey Hillary, did you see that light? Or like, I saw this light, like I think it was just like a light from the campsite. And she was like, no, that's not a thing, like there are no lights. And like we went walking around, and I went walking around trying to see if there was a light, a campsite light that would have been the reason of this beam, but I couldn't find anything. And I had such strong emotions, strong feelings. Like when I was telling Hillary about this, I actually like got quite emotional, like tearing up as well. And I even texted my mom, and I was like, I saw something weird last night, like it was weird. And then that's when my mom reminded me that it was 777. And it was just like, whoa, like I didn't even know that. And actually, to make things even trippier, Hillary and I were staying at campsite number 7 at the campsite. So it was just like a bunch of synchronicities at once. And then this night happened with the dream where I woke up thinking that it was 3:33 a.m., or that was my dream, that it was 3:33 a.m. and that I should wake up. And then I woke up to this beam of light basically shining right at me. And yeah, I mean, that's my kind of only UFO sighting. I could talk about other things like ghost sightings or like spirits and stuff like that, but maybe I'll save that for another day. This was like the first time I ever really felt like, was this a UFO? Were they this aliens? I've never really had that feeling before, never really had that thought before, and I never really had that like amount of emotion about it as well. So that's what I wanted to share in this video. It's inspired again because Hillary and I have been watching the Netflix show Encounters. If you've seen it, you probably know that it's a pretty good show, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Encounters. I think there's like 5 or 6 miniseries about a lot of different alien encounters and UFO sightings around the world, which is really cool. And yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in aliens. I believed it before the show. I believed it before this camping trip, and I definitely believe it now. And even watching the show Encounters, like I was getting goosebumps just thinking about like that night and that beam of light and like the feelings that I had, which were really trippy. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I know that, again, this topic is pretty controversial. You may or may not believe in aliens. You may or may not want to even think about it. And this is just a lot very different from the type of content that I've been making. But this is YouTube, right? This is YouTube. This is my tube. Like, we can basically make videos about whatever the F we want. So I decided, hey, screw it, I will make this video, I will share this story because I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool story, at least. I could be wrong. It could have been some sort of campsite light. It could have been the moon maybe, but I have a feeling that it wasn't. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know, do you think I'm crazy? Do you believe it might have been what I think it was? Have you ever experienced anything like that? Definitely let me know in the comment section. And if you've seen the show Encounters on Netflix, let me know your thoughts on it already. But again, definitely check out the show and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you liked this story. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. It really helps the video and the channel. So thanks in advance, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video. All right, thanks for watching.